Hello and welcome here to Talk FCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys. And of course we are going to be reviewing the game between Barcelona and Valencia at the Camp Nou tonight in the Copa del Rey semi-finals. Barcelona coming through it 1-0 thanks to a header from Luis Suarez, created of course by his best friend on the pitch, Lionel Messi. We've got through the first leg of the semi-final. The second leg will be exactly the same time next Thursday, so only got to wait a week to find out if we are going to be in the Copa del Rey final. But I think tonight the most important thing, I'm going to sit down, and this is going to be a slightly different review to usual because I've got a few moans and groans in this game. Now, a lot of people will probably think it's about the performance. Some of it is about the performance, but I think overall tonight, we've won the game, we've kept a clean sheet, we've stopped Valencia from scoring, because that's really, really important, because away goals in this competition are very, very vital. We didn't concede one tonight. If we get one against Valencia, they then need to score 3 goals to get through this tie. But tonight, for me, it's about the attendance. And now I've come here before and I've spoken to you about the attendance in Barcelona, but tonight I think it's reached an even further low. Because you look at the stats tonight, the official attendance is 50,959 spectators inside the Camp Nou tonight for a Copa del Rey semi-final match against Valencia. That is the basics of it. Now, you can say whatever you like. You know, it's raining. It was raining tonight. Yes, it was. I said beforehand, the kickoff time for the locals is not ideal. It's very late, especially on a weekday, and I can understand all of that. Now, if this is a one-off, I can completely get that. But all season long, at the Camp Nou, in these kind of conditions, whenever it rains, nobody turns up. And I just cannot get my head around this. I understand the political side of things. There are things going on. Some people are against the board, but they did nothing in the summer. I don't really understand why consistently this season there's nobody turning up. And it really is that simple. Tonight, nearly half that stadium was completely empty, and it had a feel about it tonight, like a bit like a friendly game. And that is not how it should be. This is a Copa del Rey semi-final match. And you know what I think about when watching things, especially since I started doing the videos? There is so many of you guys sat there at home where you are, absolutely burning passion for Barcelona, and you live miles and miles away, and unfortunately for whatever reason you can't get to the Camp Nou. But I know you guys would give absolutely anything to go there and watch Lionel Messi every single week. Yet you've got people there who are season ticket holders who live incredibly close to the stadium, and they're just not turning up for a bit of rain because it's a bit late on a weekday. I just don't really understand why the attendances are so low, and that impacted the performance tonight for me. It really, really did. The players going out on the pitch there in a semi-final, like I say, it's not only a semi-final, it's against Valencia. This is a very big clash. It's two very good teams going head-to-head. This should have been a spectacle tonight. The atmosphere inside the stadium should have been electric. You wouldn't have seen that kind of empty stadium at Atletico Madrid. You wouldn't have seen it at Real Madrid. You just don't get that. They would have been full. It would have been rocking. Tonight, it was lethargic. Right from the minute go, we dominated possession. We dominated territorially. We hounded Valencia. We kept them pinned back. Valencia tonight didn't really play their part in the game. They only came here to sit back in a very deep block, absorb the pressure, and they had 2 banks of 4 from Marcelino just sitting in their own half all game long. So, to be honest, Valencia didn't add to the spectacle, but in that first half, not a single shot on target from either team. And that's basically what comes from having a pretty low-key attendance, not really much atmosphere. The players weren't that inspired tonight. Overall, we dominated it. We absolutely dominated the game, as we've done so many times under Valverde. 80% possession in that first half. We finished the game with 73% possession, but overall, there was a lack of penetration in that first half. Valencia was sitting very, very narrow, and they were only allowing us to play in the wing areas. Roberto was getting down the right, Alba was getting down to the left, and we were putting crosses into the box. For Valencia, all the first half long, they were dealing with that. No problem at all. They were allowing us the wings, and we were not taking advantage. Another thing we didn't take advantage of was the corners. We had a lot of corners in this game, a lot more than we usually do in games, and seriously, I would have been considering bringing on Yerry Mina. His kind of height from those kind of dead ball situations could have actually done something tonight, because really, we had so many corners, and every corner we put in, you just know we're not really going to do anything. We never really do anything from corner kicks. But in the second half, like we've seen so many times under Valverde, you know, we did switch it up a bit. We started to push forward a little bit to create different sort of spaces. And I think in the second half, of course, he doesn't wait very long until he makes the change. I was really, really surprised once again to see Alex Vidal in the starting lineup. I don't really understand why you want to play Vidal in that position just ahead of Sergio Roberto when you could quite easily play Roberto in midfield and Semedo in behind. We saw it against Real Betis, how incredibly good that combination can be. Why do we insist on playing Alex Vidal, who was hooked for Coutinho. He clearly wasn't good enough in that first half. There wasn't enough penetration down that left-hand side, even though he was given a lot of freedom by Valencia. Coutinho came on, and I have to say, I was really, really impressed once again with Coutinho's performance. He wasn't playing on the right. That was really, really important. We spoke about that in the lead up to the game. We didn't want to be seeing him on that right-hand side. Today, he was a lot more central when he came on. He was sort of playing just behind Messi and Suarez. That was a really good position for him. And then behind him, you had Iniesta, Rakitic and Sergio Busquets just controlling things and keeping that balance in midfield. And I thought Coutinho in general was really good. He had some nice link-up play with Lionel Messi. He was controlling the ball and doing good things in very tight areas. And as well, in that second half, he really did unleash one of his thunderbolts from long distance. It was a really nice strike from outside the box. Just a whipping effort at Jaime Domenech in goal with a good save for Valencia. But overall, it was a real game with a lack of chances, a lack of shots on target. There was really not a lot of action to report in this game. The goal did come, though, in and around the hour mark, about 66 minutes. Luis Suarez it was, breaking the deadlock. And like I said in the preview of this game, and like we've all known, there's only really two real goal threats in this team. Suarez and Messi combining for each other, as they have done so many times. And it was a very good goal. Alba starts the move. He plays it into Lionel Messi, who makes his way into the box. He just about gets the space to wriggle out of it. He goes to the byline, puts the ball over. It's a very, very good cross, to be fair. It's not just a hit and hope. He can see Suarez at the back post. He just loops it over Jaime. Suarez gets onto it. And at first you think it's sort of a tap-in. It's an easy header into the back of the net. But it was anything but that. If anything, the ball is a bit behind Suarez. He's got to really stretch for it. It's a diving header. He's got to create all his own power. He's got to generate that and put it back across the goal. And it's a really, really good finish in the end. A headed finish from Suarez and a really vital goal. That was the only goal of the game. That is the only advantage we have going into the second leg. And that could be really, really important on deciding who makes the final out of these two teams. Because like I say, overall, after that, not an awful lot happened. Valencia, when they went behind, tried to break a few more times. They were only relying on counter-attacks. There was absolutely nothing in terms of parading into our half. They never committed too many members forward. They were clearly trying to contain us, trying to go back to the Mestalla with something. And tonight, to be honest, they didn't really leave with an awful lot. You know, we got the goal, like I say, no away goal for Valencia. There was a few moments in the second half. Paco Alcácer came on, so did Paulinho. Paco had a really, really good volley denied by Jaime. It was pretty much straight at the goalkeeper, but hit with real venom from Paco Alcácer from outside the box. And in the final few minutes, there was a few moments, one in particular for Valencia on that break that I spoke about. It was Santi Mina who'd got away from his man, and it was Cillessen indeed who charges out of his area. He leaves his goal completely unmanned, but he gets to the ball first. A really, really good interception. And in the final few minutes, Valencia did have a few chances. There was a corner kick that came in. It was a bit of nervy moments. They put the ball back in the box. Then Sergio Roberto it was beaten in the air, but luckily Santi Mina could not direct it on target, and we just about made our way through this game. But I have to talk about one particular player tonight, and that is Samuel Umtiti. Particularly in the second half when Valencia did have a few counter-attacks, he shut them down, and he was absolutely brilliant every single time. Samuel Umtiti, since he's come back from injury, has looked exactly the same player as he was before he got injured. So impressive. His athleticism is outstanding. He's very quick, but he's incredibly strong. There was a moment there where he was shoulder to shoulder with Maximovic, the Valencia player, who's no slouch either. He's a pretty strong player. Shoulder to shoulder. Umtiti literally took him into the advertising hoardings. One bang of that shoulder and you are knowing no mercy. Absolutely brilliant tonight from Umtiti. He's so calm on the ball, as well as distribution is always very good. And one thing as well I forgot to mention from that first half, although we didn't have any cutting edge, although we didn't really create any clear-cut chances, the one thing that was really striking in that first half was the pressing. It was really, really impressive from Valverde's men. We were really pressing from the front. Messi, Suarez, all getting involved, closing Valencia down, and quite a few times as well, we did really force them into mistakes. So very, very good on that front. It was just a case tonight of trying to put all that together, trying to put that pressing with some good passing, with some crisp passing to create some chances. In the end, we got the job done. We scrape ourselves over the line, even though, to be honest, we completely dominated the game. But like I said, there is a bit of a dampener on the game simply because the poor attendance tonight, the sort of vague atmosphere inside the stadium, it didn't feel like a semi-final victory. It didn't really feel like a monumental game. And that's not really how it should be. Even though the Copa del Rey is obviously less than the league, it's lesser than the Champions League, it's still a big thing. It's still a semi-final. It's still a game that we want to get ourselves up for. And tonight, unfortunately, it just didn't really feel like that for me. But, please do let me know in your comments down below, guys. What did you think of the atmosphere tonight? Do you agree with me on the Camp Nou, on the attendances, or can you understand it? Please let me know your thoughts down below, because obviously this is just a personal opinion. A lot of you guys might agree, you might disagree. So just let me know what you think in the comments down below. And of course, let me know what you thought of tonight's performance from Barcelona. Barcelona. Like I say, we do get ourselves through the game next week on this Thursday. It'll be the same kickoff time, pretty late in Spain, 9:30, and it'll be very interesting to see how many people turn up at the Mestalla for this second leg and what the attendance is there, whether they'll have a pretty full stadium. I will assume they will, and their crowd will be massively behind their team, but we've got to go there, and like I say, if we get that away goal at Mestalla next week, we've got a massive chance of getting through this. If we get one, Valencia need 3, and that, with the defence that it has been this season, is a very tall order. So leave all your thoughts and your comments down below, guys. Please also check out my video released before this one. I did bring out a transfer review for the month of January. I released that very shortly, just before the game, so some of you guys might have missed that one. I tried to do a few improvements with my face video, so hopefully you did enjoy that, guys. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you, as always, for joining me tonight. We did win. It was 1-0. We are on our way to the semi-final. We've got one foot there, but will we make it? I'll see you soon, but until then, as always, Vesca el Barça! Barça! Barça!